Good afternoon. This is the video newsletter for Buy Sell Short for Sunday, August 28th. We're looking at the Dow 15-minute chart right now. And as you can see here, despite all the chop up and down we've had over the last 2 weeks, we continue to make higher lows on the Dow. And that's pretty bullish. We had that big sell-off on Thursday ahead of the Jackson Hole meeting. And then again after the meeting started, and essentially Bernanke came out and really didn't say a whole lot, but the devil is in the details, and the September meeting has been expanded to 2 days from 1 day. So what we could be seeing and what's entering the market is a hope that if the data continues to suck, if we continue to have issues in Europe, that we could see some sort of QE3 come the September meeting, and that is why we had that nice little rally after the Bernanke comments. Granted, after the robots took it down to take out all the stops and then snapped it back. As you can see, on Thursday we had a golden cross. Market ended up selling off quite steeply. But if you look, that golden cross happened around 11,150, and the Friday high was 150 points. So, the golden cross stat continues to work. Within a day, 150 point gain after the cross. Looking at the daily chart, and you're going to see this setup on a lot of the indice charts and a lot of stock charts. Breakout is the 11,450 area, but I'd probably wait for a break of that previous high at 11,529, and we could see an upside move to that 11,800 area. RSI continues to slowly move higher. Stochastics looks really, really nice. We've got that positive MACD working, and if we don't get any sort of, crazy news from Europe over the next 2 days, we could be in store for a decent move up into the Labor Day holiday. Irene hit, damage not as bad as expected, at least from what the news is saying. So part of the reason that we had a little bit of a sell-off going into the close on Friday was traders essentially getting flat, especially those on the East Coast, just in case they lose power or there were issues with the New York Stock Exchange. So we should see, barring any sort of overseas news, a bounce back on the market tomorrow. Looking at the Russell 2K, you can see what I was saying, same setup across the indices. Breakout here would be the 706 area, the 20-day exponential. And, just looking at this, again, barring any sort of crazy news from overseas, we could be in store for a nice little relief rally over the next several days. And that's what we're going to be looking at. All the indice charts and a lot of stock charts look decently bullish right now. Remember, of course, to beat a dead horse, news trumps charts, but the charts look pretty decent here right now. SMH, same thing. Breakout is the 20-day exponential, 29.52. And upside target, could be a 7 to 10% move over the next few days up to that 50-day moving average at 31. We got a positive MACD cross on the SMH on Friday. So, a lot of things are lining up for us here over the next few days. Let's go into some stock plays here that are beaten down. Now, if we do indeed see some sort of pop in the market near term, biotech stocks, of course, always lead when the speculative money comes back in. ACAD, I like these guys. Lots of cash, beaten down stock. 20-day exponential is 10% higher at $1.40, which is our target in the near term. Another biotech I really like, ALXA. This has been consolidating in a nice range over the last 3 weeks. Breakout is that 20-day exponential 130, and this is a stock that got really hammered over the last couple of months in the market sell-off and really could see a very nice move up to that 140, 150 area. RSI slowly moving higher, positive MACD. I love the rounding bottom slow move on stochastics here, and we're about to break the 50 level, and that should, barring any sort of down move in the market, see ALXA turn in a very nice performance this week, in my opinion. OPWV, this is one, has been ranging nicely over the last 2 weeks. 10-cent intraday move. Any dips to $1.31 under, you pick it up, get an easy 7 to 10 cents as we wait for the breakout at 141. 20-day is calling up there at 150, but this is another one. If it broke 140, 141, I would possibly look to add to my position for a move up to 160 in the near term. RSI is coming out of the basement. Stochastics about to break 50. Again, very nice bottom chart setup that if the market cooperates could be a nice mover in the near term. ACLS, slimmer setup here. We've got the 50-day moving average calling us. Again, it had a positive MACD cross on Friday, and Stochastics has broken a downtrend that's been in place since this stock sold off from the 190s back in mid-July. So things are also lining up for this stock in the near term. A couple of stocks to keep an eye on going into tomorrow's session. A1AONE, one of these battery stocks. I'm not a fan of this stock, but on the chart, a break of 5, target is 525. So this is a breakout watch tomorrow. If you add on a break of 5, 490, 493 would be where I would place stops. 1-day trade. If it breaks 5, it really should go on a move to that 520 level. Micron, semiconductor stock, hammered over the last, like pretty much every other stock. Nice bottoming action here on this one. 585, there's a couple of ways to play this one. You can enter it with stops at 550 tomorrow, or wait for a break at 585, and you should at least get a 20-cent move to that 20-day exponential. And really, if we do get a break above that 606 level, we've got that 650 level calling. So there's about $1 upside with 10 to 20 cents downside on this one. RSI is bouncing. We should be getting a positive MACD cross here on this stock tomorrow, and Stochastics coming out of the basement. So this is a nice large cap play that looks bottomed out, that if the market does well this week, could be a nice little mover. Quick mention on TiVo. Looks like it's about to break that 10 level. Got a little peek above it on Friday. Again, this one's getting picked up on that patent Momo that we're seeing right now, just like Eastman Kodak EK. This one, if you enter it, 25-cent stops at 975. Target would be a move to the 1075, 1125 area. So this would be one to keep an eye on for momentum volume traders tomorrow to move into. So we've got some nice setups. We still have a lot of uncertainty. The Jackson Hole meeting is still ongoing. The ECB idiot Trichet, same old, same old. They may not raise rates, but they're not going to drop interest rates. I don't know what to say about that. IMF guy, which is, his term ends in October, is being a little more vocal and sort of bashing governments, global governments, for cutting back on economic stimulus right now. They're cutting spending at a time when you shouldn't be cutting. I continue to say, what we're seeing in Washington right now, while the deficits are an issue, they should be ignored, in my opinion, right now. This GOP mantra of cut everything is disastrous to the economy, and we continue to see the fallout from this one-sided, high school economics that we see employed in D.C. by a lot of dipshits, in my opinion. But enough on politics. We could go on for that for days. Going into this week, we've got some positive trends developing. If we look at the indice charts, and barring any sort of news, it could be a very nice week. So that's it. I would definitely look for some email alerts. We're going to see how tomorrow pans out, and then, we could be in store for a nice little move this week. So that's it for the video. Any questions, feel free to send me an email. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in Chatham tomorrow. Good night.